After 5,000 hours in RimWorld, this is the guide I wish I had when I started. If you are new to the game or still feel overwhelmed by everything RimWorld throws at you, I'm going to walk you through the entire game step by step. From your first shelter and first crop, to base building, defense, research, colony management, and eventually launching the ship. By the end of this video, you will not just know what to do, you will understand how to think in RimWorld. So the first thing we're going to do is click on a new colony, and then we're just going to pick the crash landed start. After that, we'll just go for the default Storyteller Cassandra Classic, and we're going to go for Adventure Story, which is recommended for experienced strategy gamers on their first game of RimWorld. And then for now, reload anytime mode and just create a random world. I'm going to be playing on the ultimate. I'm actually going to set the advanced settings here to have a slightly larger map, and let's generate. Now we have our world here, and this world is full of desert, but we're just going to pick a temperate forest. I'm going to settle down close to a few traders here. You will see that if you click on the factions here, you can see which ones you are neutral with, which is the ones you can trade with, so the purple guys. And I'm going to settle down right here. You will see a slightly big brown spot, which means it has large hills. This means more mineable resources in the beginning, like steel and such, so we're just going to pick this map. It will, however, have a 30-60 day growing period, so we'll have to deal with summers and winters, so keep that in mind. You can pick a warmer map with a year-round growing period if you want a bit of an easier time growing and getting food. As for our colonists, generally, you want to have all the team skills here filled up with at least passions, because people learn better when they have this burning mark next to them, and 2 burning marks means they are extremely passionate about it. So just randomize until you get someone who ideally does not have any scars or no drug addictions. For example, someone like this, not perfect, but has a bunch of decent basic skills like construction, mining, cooking, and social. And then we repeat this, and then we get pawns that complement or make up for what the others don't have. So I'm going to go for... Now in this case, I did get a guy with an alcohol addiction, but he starts off with a bunch of beer, so we should be able to get beer up before he goes into withdrawal. So again, I'm just going for all skills. You want to make sure now that the last one at least has good in plants, because we do not have a plantist, and maybe a few other good skills. I would not go for traits such as slow learner, which will, well, make your pawns progress much slower. Now, as you randomize, you will find new pawns that might be better than the other pawns. Like, for example, this guy now, I think is better than Bryn, so I will go around and randomize. For now, I would say the least important skills are animals, art, and cooking, so just go for the rest. So we don't really have the best or the worst pawns, but we have a pretty good team here. So they all have somewhat of good skills, the core skills. We are lacking a little bit in medical, but in the future we can always recruit people to make up for what we lack. So you can take a look at the people that I've chosen here, and you can also rename them. The people here who are left behind will not appear in your colony, but they may appear in the world map. So you can go ahead and randomize these, but I'm just going to skip it. I never do it. However, now we're just going to start. No DLCs and only the smart speed mod, just to speed up the game. Now we're in RimWorld, and you will read the scenario here. After you've pressed OK, you want to pause the game immediately by pressing space. I'm going to save the game here, and if you want to play along with this exact same start, then join the Patreon. You can follow along perfectly. But this will be the ultimate guide for how I would beat RimWorld from the zero, the beginning, to the absolute end. Next up, I'm going to untick toggle automatically expanding the home area around new constructions, because I want to increase my home area myself. You will see exactly why later. And toggle automatic rebuild of destroyed structures in the home area. And then I like to go into quest rewards here, and I like to not accept goodwill, because quest rewards, you want physical stuff, you don't want goodwill. You can always earn goodwill from trading and such. Not really that necessary. Next up, you want to go into the assign tab here, and in apparel policy, you do not want people to wear ratty or tattered apparel, so only wear clothes that are 51 to 100 HP, and then tainted apparel means that people won't wear clothes worn by corpses, you know, in the exact description. Next up, you want to find your medic, which we have Brian. Brian is our medic, so we go back to assign, and then we make him carry medicine here, because then he can tend to people on the spot with medicine. Next up, we can leave schedule how it is. Now for the work tab here, we want to go into manual parties. Make sure that firefighting and patient is at 1. If you click on the individual numbers here, you can change that. But if you shift and then right click, you will decrease party. And if you shift and then left click, you will increase the party for everyone. So just click on the name and that will be good. Now bed rest is not the most important unless you are really in a war. But I like to have 1 parties up to cooking because that is the most important. Next up, hunting, we can leave that. Construction, I actually want Weston to do growing before construction. So you can see that they're both at a 3. But because the higher party is to the left and the lower party to the right, this means that even if they're the same number, they will still do construction before planting. So we have to actually do this. And now the Weston will do growing and planting before construction and mining. And Weston will do construction before mining, even though they're the same number. Because again, from left to right, the party system goes. And if you take a small look at the icons here, you will see a burning mark. So you can actually see the work that the people have passions for. I'll assign silver to mine. And actually everything else is completely fine, I would say. However, when people don't have anything else to do, I like to put them on researching, so you can do that. Now then, you can start the game by pressing space or 1. So just press 1 to start the game, and we have our people exiting our cargo pods. Now I want you to pause again, and you want to find the person with the best melee, which would be Brian. He's also best in shooting. Okay, then I will actually take someone random and just equip them with the plasteel knife, plasteel helmet. You want to select your pawn and then right click and then equip. And then if you hold shift while doing this, it will queue up the rest of the work orders that you decide to get them. So Weston will do that, Silver and Brian. Brian, I want you to get the bolt action rifle, and Silver, you can just take the revolver. And now because I queued that up, everything is looking good. Now then, all the items on the ground here are X'd out, so press right click and then it will pull up the architect tab, which you can go into orders. Will automatically pop up, and then the allow tool here, unforbid all items. Once that is done now, we simply want to look for a base location. If you go to the bottom right, we can have a fertility overlay to see where we have rich soil. So the normal green soil is just normal fertility, which is just fine. But if we base near rich soil, we will grow our crops faster there. I also like to take a look at overall minerals and resources in the mountains. You can see that we have compacted machinery, and steel is especially important. So you want to generally have steel close by as well. Those two are basically the main things that I look for. Where to grow food and where to mine for resources to expand. However, rich soil really isn't that important if you have normal soil. So I'm just going to base at the center of the map here. By going into the structure tab here at the architect menu, you just want to drag wooden walls. I like to go for a 13 by 13 area because it will fit all the things that we need. It's a very good template. And then the doors, you can either have one door, but I like to have doors at each side of the base for more mobility. Then you want to go again into the architect tab and then into the zone where we will have a stockpile zone. So just drag that in the base. You don't really have to configure with anything for now. I like to disallow the visibility of zones here because I like to keep things more natural. Next up, we need to grow some stuff. So I'm going to have our growing zones up north. Literally just drag it wherever, and you can see the total area here. 156 tiles of rice, which you want to grow. So that's the start, and then just chop down some trees in the area for wood. But you do start off with wood and steel initially, so we're just going to speed up the game a bit, and our pawns will get straight to work. And because we set up the priorities correctly, Weston is growing instead of constructing. But if you see here, if I change the priorities, he will go straight to building, hauling wood to wall, which I do not want. We already have builders, so growing is the bigger priority. So our pawns here, they are also, well, In the start, your people will be quite unskilled, but they will level up as they go. So they won't be this slow forever. Now, as the base comes online, we want to plop down a few beds. So we're just going to plop down a few beds, 1, 2, 3. And then you want to have pawns eat without a table, because in this game, if people don't eat without a table, they literally become depressed. It's not that bad, but just give them a table, and you can have a wooden chess table to keep our pawns happy. Have something they can play with, a horseshoe pin, and then get some chairs at the table, and that is going to be good for now. As the base and the walls are up, you will see that people will construct roofs. This is automatic, but if you do not want roofs, you can actually just remove the roof whenever you want or ignore the area. But you want to have a roof over your base. And preferably we want some light, because people work faster and move faster in light. As the base comes up, I would like to research. So you want to go into the Architect tab, Production, and you will see a wooden simple research bench. And you can actually just search for anything that you want here. So if you don't find it, you can search up anything. And people have a comfort stat, so people are more comfortable at chairs, so you want to have chairs. Initially people will be quite happy because they have very low expectations, but just doing these basic things, you don't have to worry about their mood for now, that I can tell you. We'll go into that later, but let's just have them continue. Now that most of everything has been constructed, we will go into the research tab here. Here you can just click on it, or you can press F6, and the first line of research are batteries, because we want to get power. And to get power, you can either go for wind turbines or wood-fired generators, but I like renewable energy. You don't have to maintain it after it's constructed. We're just going to construct a wind turbine here. Just make sure you don't construct it close to a wall where it will be obstructed. Place it up here. And then I like to have hidden conduits connecting to the base. You will see why I decided to choose the hidden ones over the power conduits, which are visible, even though they cost twice as much. You will see later. However, now that people are constructing and going to research, we have the wind turbine up, which means power. And you want to right click on the wind turbine and go into the AutoCut tab here, because by default RimWorld does not AutoCut blocking plants, for example trees growing nearby. So want to make sure you cut down trees that grow in the radius of the wind turbines. Okay, I actually will change the priority so that Brian does researching before hauling and cleaning, because yeah, that is more important. Now that our people are hauling resources from the map, because when you land on the planet, there will be scattered resources. Let them do that. We want to deconstruct our torch lamp, and we can go into the furniture tab and get a standing lamp, which will, well, not require wood to fuel like a torch. Next up, go into the production tab and get a stonecutter's table. You want to place your production items or workshops indoors, because if they are placed outside, people will work slower on them. And things in RimWorld need to be in their own rooms to get the maximum work speed efficiency. But for now, we have to just keep everything on one room. You need to start small and then expand. So we will just get a stonecutter's table, because we want to replace the wooden walls, because they are fragile and can burn down. Weston here, you can see, has a time clock in his icon at the top. That means that he is idle and not currently doing anything. So why can he not construct? He is missing wood for that. So actually gathering a bunch of wood would be a good long-term solution. He will need a lot of wood. Always have your pawns working. Never let them rest. No, they go to sleep and such. But after you have the stonecutter's table, just left click and then add bill. And then for now, I want to just make marble blocks, because they are the most beautiful block. And I want to just do that forever. Do that forever. And then whoever has the crafting skill will start chopping up blocks. In this case, it's Brian. But actually, I want him to research batteries first. So we'll have him research. And then if we just assign someone else to crafting at 4, they will be chopping up blocks as well. So Silver will do that. Also, for now, we don't really need to worry about defenses. So you will have notifications here of what you need. But we have a chinchilla here named Tess. Tested chinchilla. And also view your pawns here and their social relations. Weston compared Silver to a gerbil. Western corded silver by complementing her muscles. However, again, batteries are more important than defenses for now, and a meal source is not that important because we do start off with a few packaged survival meals, which is good food. For now, keep on cutting up. Now we have 240 marble blocks, which is good enough to replace the walls of our base, so we can suspend that for now. And yeah, we're just going to tear down the walls. Make sure you do not tear down the doors, because if you deconstruct the doors and everything, then the roof will collapse on your people and your items and they will be hurt. So that will be done. It's quite fast and efficient to deconstruct. And then go into structure and then just click on the wall or press Y, and you can see that the material type will come up, and we're just going to replace with a marble wall. Just keep it nice and simple and drag that. Nice. Or if you wanted to, you could go into here and press E to make a box and drag it here, so you can change the shapes. Now, so you can have a circle base, a square base. Now we have a group of visitors, so you will have alerts at the bottom right, which indicates that something has happened. And here we have a few people with a question mark. If we were to select one of our pawns and have the one with the best social skill, and you want to right click and then have them trade. Again, you can just press to trade, or you can let your pawns do what they're doing, and you can shift and then click, so they won't do it initially. They will do it after they've constructed or done their current thing. For example, if people are sleeping, you can shift click and let the people sleep out until they interact with something. So queuing up order is quite efficient. So for the trading menu, I really struggled to understand this here. Essentially, the arrows to the right is what you want to sell, and the arrows to the left of the number is what you want to buy. Essentially, it says here, but if this is a positive number, then you're buying 4 packaged survival meals. If it's -4, you're selling 4 packaged survival meals from your colony, if you understand. And you can also sort out by anything if you want to, but to keep it simple, we start off with 800 silver, which is the currency in RimWorld, and we're just going to go for medicine. So again, the left arrows, I want to get all their medicine, and we're going to acquire 2 medicine, and I won't need anything else for now, so you can just accept to trade. I will go more in detail about the rest of what you can do with trading later in the video, but for now, that is just everything you need to know. Well, you won't believe what happened. Eve subtly shamed Hakoya's open-mindedness and they started fighting. So now what happened is they're taking their guest, a wounded guest, out of the map. They started fighting, and then one of them got down, and now we get a free auto pistol, which is a pretty good weapon. Yeah, you're going to realize that RimWorld is one of the most fun and random games in the world. And again, because we have a stockpile zone, people will automatically haul these items back in. You will see. The automation of this game is one thing that I really love. You can set it up exactly how you want to. Brian's smoking a smoke leaf joint, but silver here, oh, you're going to consume. But because we don't have a battery, we haven't constructed here, but you know, sometimes there's no wind, so then you want a battery for when there is wind to supply the no wind stages. We're almost done researching here. By the progress bar, you can easily see how far along you are. I would actually like Brian to research and not build, so I'm going to prioritize that at 1. So he will do and skip all the higher numbers except for these ones, because they're to the left, if you remember. Now then, our people are idle. Why aren't we constructing this? Here we go. Actually, you can go into the floors tab here, and because we have an abundance of wood, almost 1,000, just get this wood here and just floor in the whole base, because, well, we don't want to have a dirt base, do we? We also have a bunch of stone chunks in the base, which are quite ugly. If you hold down Alt, you can see negative and plus numbers. So plus numbers is beauty, that is beautiful, and negative is generally more uglier things. So by covering up the dirty floor, it will have no number, which means that it's a neutral number or 0 beauty, because beauty is a stat that will determine your moods of the pawns. I'm going to get a dumping stockpile zone here and simply select these granite chunks and just haul them out, press them to haul. And our people here, nice and efficient. And we're soon done researching. researching. Again, to prevent people from being idle like that, you want to assign them to work, but if not, construct research benches for everyone in the base. And then if they're truly idle, they can just research and speed up the progress of the game overall, because researching is always going to be the most, or one of the most important things. However, we have our first threat here, a mad squirrel, which is essentially an event where you will have to prepare your colonists for combat. So just drag over all of them at the top, or like this, and then press R, or press the draft button here, again with R. And then you can select them to go anywhere. For now, we're going to have them close to the squirrel. You can line them up in whatever position by holding down the right click button. And then your pawns will just start shooting. And Weston is our melee, so I will automatically have him try to go for it. But Brian's bolt-action rifle bullet annihilated the squirrel's front leg, and body into a fine mess. You can view what happened to the squirrel. Its body got literally destroyed. Now you need to, again, undraft them by selecting and pressing R like I did, and they will go back to work. Anyways, batteries have been researched. So I'm going to place down a battery just in the base here. And just like that, we have a battery. As for defenses, one of my favorite defenses is a spike trap here. Because people, when they walk into it, or animals, they will, well, trip, and essentially leads to no damage on your pawns and all the damage on them, which we love. I'm going to place them outside like this, and I'm going to cut up some granite now, actually. So granite. I'm going to do until I have X, because them pawns will automatically stop when it reaches this threshold. Once I go into details, I want to do 100, and we can pause when satisfied. Let's say 40. So once they have cut up stone blocks until it's 100, then they won't start cutting up stone blocks again once it's right below it. You have like a buffer. Once it goes below 40, then they go back to work. Your pawns are going back and forth doing one simple task. They bulk batch it, which means that you save time in the end. And you can either take the best stockpile, or you can drop it on the floor. I like to drop things on the floor usually, and then have dedicated haulers do stuff. With the spike traps done, I want to get a few granite walls. Just place them like this, and then in RimWorld, if you place fences down like this, the raiders will prefer to walk over the spike traps rather than the fences here. And this will make it much easier to replace the spike traps, because otherwise if you have a corridor like this, if they wanted to replace the one in the middle, sometimes they will have to walk over the spike traps to replace the ones. And well, you can imagine how bad it is if they tripped under spike traps. Alternatively, you can place down doors like this to access the inner spike traps. And now we always want to have research lined up. So the next research, I'll probably go for advanced lights. However, the rice, the fields of rice will be coming in soon, in a few days. I will start to grow some psychite because Brian here is addicted to drugs. I'm just going to grow some psychoid plants. All you have to do is create a new stockpile zone with the plant that you want to grow. I'm also going to queue up some cotton plants for furniture and clothing. And then I like to have some medicine in case of combat injuries and infections and diseases. So just for the future, I'm going to have hops for beer and smoke leaf plants for, well, so they can smoke. In this game, there will be periods when your colonists do get a bit sad. So I like to have a buffer of drugs, because you can set that up automatically to have people take drugs when they're sad. It's way better to take drugs than to get a mental breakdown and destroy the base, for example, or do something stupid. So rice, psychoid, cotton, heel root, hops, and smoke leaf. I would actually like to get another wind turbine for even more power. If the battery isn't filled up, you will know that you don't have enough power. Alternatively, you can also look at the grid excess here, 16 watts, and you can see the amount stored. With all the constructions done, I'm going to expand the base now. So I want people to cut up more marble blocks, and I'm going to set up exactly how I set up the granite blocks. The reason why I constructed this out of granite and not out of marble is because granite has way more hit points, so HP, which will make the wall tougher. So for defensive structures, you go for granite, and for beautiful structures, or for the rest of the base, you make things out of marble, which is nice and beautiful. So Silver researching, Brian cutting, Weston growing and planting. If you're at this point, we have a... Okay, now we need to rename the faction and settlement. So the faction is essentially the name of your whole colony. However, for now, I will just name it the Ultimate RimWorld Guide. The settlement name is what you should name this specific map, because in RimWorld you can have multiple colonies if you wanted to. I never go for that. If you were to settle down somewhere else, that's what the settlement is. It's just the specific map that you're on. Oh, we have a Psychic Soothe on females, so this is an event that makes our females way happier. If the mood is reaching towards the right, then they're more likely to have an inspiration, which will boost their productivity. You do not want their moods to get too low, but if you've done everything that we have, you can see that they are quite comfortable because I put the chairs down and the beds, the spacious interior, the decent dining room. One thing I forgot to do is have a home area, because people clean and repair things in the home area. And also extinguish fires in home areas. So base here, we can do that. Usually I do it, but if you want that to be automatic, you can simply toggle this button right here. I'm going to expand the base with 3 new rooms. They don't have to be too big, but I like to have a spacious interior, so because too much space is better than too little. So in this big room we will have our workshop, which will be our production area for manufacturing and smelting and all sorts of things. And then in these smaller rooms on the top I will have a food storage area with a freezer to, well, cool down the food. And down here we will have a prisoner area, essentially a bedroom where we can capture people and recruit them, because I don't want to be stuck with 3 people the whole playthrough. I want to have more people. The merrier the better. As you progress the game, you will see that Silver leveled up construction, for example, because she is burningly passionate for that. Your people will get really good as the game progresses. Yes, don't let them die. And then I'm going to deconstruct these 3 walls right here. The reason why I didn't want a cook early on, even though we have a cook, I will actually make the flooring here out of concrete because, well, it's a little bit uglier, but concrete doesn't burn, so I like concrete. Anyhow, we have a building called a nutrient paste dispenser. This thing consumes less ingredients for food than any other production method, and it does not cause food poisoning. Even though you have a cook, if they aren't good enough, they will cause food poisoning, which will slow down your pawns. Not only that, you'll have a proper kitchen set up and everything. Not only that, but a nutrient paste dispenser requires no effort to get, while as if you have to cook food all the time, well, especially in the early game, I like to have my pawns work on elsewhere, so a cook is not that important. And for the nutrient paste dispenser, once it's constructed, you will need a hopper to feed the ingredients in, so just point the hopper into there. You can rotate with Q and E. And for now, actually, I will have all the storage in here, because items on the ground are quite ugly. And then to condense storage, we can get some shelves. I'm going to get us a few small shelves like this. Get a butcher's table in case we get an animal we can kill and butcher. And I want to copy the settings of the storage here. And then I want to set up the storage here. I don't want any rotten things. And I want to have animal corpses, mechanoid corpses. I do not want any bio-coded weapons. We cannot use that. Apparel, no tainted apparel. And that is basically good enough. Copy that. And then double left click. And then link settings. And then paste settings, so now everything here is identical. And I want the priority of the items to be on the shelves and not the floors, so I can change the priority here to preferred. As long as it's higher than the stockpile zone at the floor, things will always be prioritized on the shelves. Again, our people are constructing so quickly. One thing I did forget is the actual freezer system. The squirrel that we killed from earlier, if you remember, it will spoil soon. It will spoil, so just in the butcher's table, set up a build to butcher creatures, do forever. You can let the cook automatically do that, which will yield light leather, which you can craft and trade away with, or food, which we can eat. Squirrel meat. Okay, we have our first raid. If we click on the alert, we can jump to location and see that we have a human female here with a club, a naked woman. So I'm actually going to open up the door here because raiders, they like to go for furniture and general buildings that are not walls and such. So in this case, she would prioritize the wind turbines or everything in here. That's why I like to open a door to redirect pathfinding. And if we get lucky, she should just walk into the spike traps and die. We could also fight her in the open, but Weston would take some damage probably. We could also fight her in the open with a method called kiting, which I can show you, and then we waste no resources on the spike trap. So, Colmea is coming, so again, drafting our pawns, and Brian has a lot of range, so he will start to shoot. But Weston, I will have a little bit at the front, and then she will be aggroed to Weston. But because we're shooting at the woman, she will be slowed down and Weston will kite her towards him. You keep the aggro away from the ranged people and you just attract the raiders with your meleeist, which is just running around. And as you can see, they are quickly going to shoot her down like this. And she should die. There we go, as you can see, it worked. So a method like that is also a very efficient way of dealing with a raider. But usually this only works with a small group of them. Otherwise, some of them will go for the ranged people and then there's chaos. Then you would want to use a spike trap and a choke point. However, this woman now we want to store outside. Well, corpses are quite ugly and they cause us to... Well, I saw a dead body lying on the ground. It was disturbing. So keep that a bit away from the base. So now that the freezer has been constructed, we actually need to freeze down the food. So what I like to do is have a inner freezer where the cooler is protected inside of our walls, because otherwise raiders will destroy them. However, you need to remove the roof of the output of the heat. So the blue zone here to the left of the cooler is where it will cool down, and the red square is where the output of the heat will go. So by doing it like this, it will go straight into space or into the air. And for now the space is quite small, so I only need one cooler. And with the cooler constructed, it will use up a bit of power. But you can reduce the temperature here, and we want to reduce it down to about -5. I don't like to have it at -1 or 0, because when the door is open, then some heat is released. I like to have a buffer. I like to have buffers. And then we need to construct that wall right here. And you will see at the bottom right of the game, you will see here that indoors it's going down to -5 degrees Celsius. So whatever temperature is freezing in Fahrenheit, you would do that. If you want to change the temperature unit, you can change it right here by going into the options, and then you want to go into interface, and then right here you can change to Fahrenheit. That would be 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Anyhow, it's a bit dark in the freezer, so you can go for a wall lamp. It's cheaper to construct, uses less resources, and we have a small room in there, so wall lamps will do. Just make sure you have lights everywhere, because again, people work way slower in the dark. And just make sure to get hidden conduits. The reason why I use hidden conduits is because raiders cannot target them down and destroy them. Not only that, but there is an event in RimWorld where the batteries will short circuit and explode, so there might be a bit of fire or something. So by saving yourself all the hassle, just get hidden conduits everywhere, and you will avoid a lot of things. It's a bit more expensive, but you know what they say, quality over quantity. Anyhow, I will extend the base now. I don't really want to stick with wood in a few important areas, because we don't have a way to extinguish fires with fire foam poppers. So wood is beautiful, but it's also flammable. Concrete is a bit uglier, but it's pretty damn good. So in the prisoner area, we're just going to get a few beds down, and then an end table and dresser for more comfort. Make sure that even the prisoners eat with a table, because otherwise they might be sad. And the worse condition the prisoners are, the more likely they are to have a prison break and try to break out of the prison. So keep your prisoners happy. I do need more wood. This is the reason. I will get bedrooms for our pawns soon, but for now we need to focus on the rest. So to turn this room here into a prisoner area, as long as it's enclosed, you can go and select the bed, and you want to take 4 prisoners. And then that is nice and simple. However, now we have a heat wave. Heat waves will, well, boil the temperature in the air. So what we could do is simply get a cooler, but I don't think it will become too warm, will it? However, the harvest of rice has come in, so people are automatically hauling that back into base, and then people will automatically eat the nutrient paste. I actually have a bit too much food. I do have a bit too much food, so we'll actually grow corn. It's less labor intensive and longer to grow, but we already have a bunch of food here, so you can view the resources up on the top left. If you want to have a grid like this, where it's nice and categorized, you will have to toggle this button right here, which will essentially sort things out neatly. And I like to have things outlined to see my resources in my colony. Transport pod crash. This is an event where someone has crash landed into the base, and this pawn right here is actually pretty decent at mining, which we will need. So we'll take our best medic and have him go out there. He is going to bleed out in 5 hours, but Brian is here. I will have him tend to him with regular medicine. So just right click with your medic and you can tend without medicine or with medicine. But I want this guy. Now what we could do is try to rescue him or imprison him. When you have people that are crash landing on RimWorld who are neutral, if you rescue them, then there's a chance that they join you. You don't have to actually imprison them and take the time to recruit them. Or I can actually just unprison that area so he gets a bed. Next, research advanced lights. Cuts the power consumption by half. And we can change the color of our lights. Who doesn't love that? Oh, I like to have some random colors that I like. And you can also get a floodlight, which is a massive light that lights up a massive area. They said lights everywhere are important. We'll have one in our growing area. Now we have another problem. We have run out of steel. So we have a bunch of steel here. I will just click to mine the vein and people will automatically mine the steel. And I would like to continue researching. For now, I need psychoid brewing because Brian has a psychite addiction. You know, rice does take a lot of labor to get, so that's why I'm planting corn. If we run out of food, we can always hunt animals because we have animals on the map, which is a pretty quick short-term solution. However, we have spring and summers and winters, so I will stockpile up a bit of food. Shroud has recovered and decided to leave, so he won't be joining us. So now I will force him to join us. Silver has the most social skills, so you want to draft her and then right click, try to arrest, and he is arrested. Then go into the prisoner tab, select Shroud's prisoner, and then you want to just recruit. Press that and automatically the resistance here will go down, and once the resistance is at 0, then Shrouds will be recruited. We also have a bunch of steel runes here and steel walls, which we can deconstruct for more resources. Let's go into the orders tab, press X, deconstruct, and then deconstruct a bit faster than mining. Now we don't really have a laboratory, and we are getting heat stroke, only initial, but usually it's not that bad. I would like to get a small research room though, so we will plan that out. If you want to view the room types, press G or go down to this to toggle room stats. See that this is a workshop, so it's in the appropriate room. And barracks, kitchen, everything. Prisoner barracks. Okay, it is summer, so we really need to start getting food for the winter. Let me get rice again. And then let me get some storage here, because now I only want food in the freezer and the rest outside. So then I would clear all in the freezer here and only allow food. And then what you would do is just make it the opposite, essentially. So what's X'd out here is allowed at the freezer. I like to have herbal medicine because that spoils. Wort in the freezer. Anything that will spoil, you have to put in the freezer, so keep that in mind. A prison break. So Shrouds, even though he has good care, he has still decided that he wants to break out. He will open the door and we need to down him. Come on, Shrouds. He is rather weak, but Silver is taking a bit of damage. We'll have 2 people. Yeah, there we go. He is fine. So now he won't prison break for a while. Mind-shattering pain. No wonder. New lovers. Brian tried to flirt with Silver by cheerfully making fun of her honesty. So now Brian and Silver want to sleep together. So what you would want to do is get a double bed and then make them sleep together. Now they are in a barrack, so they will make love next to, who is it, Weston. So he will have to watch while they do their love until I make a bedroom. I will have to make bedrooms for them soon. And then once you have the double bed, you want to select owners and then assign the couple. So Silver and Brian, now they will sleep together. If you don't do that, they will have a negative mood debuff that they're not sleeping with their partner, but now they will. And people who are in love will have a much higher mood than people who are single. Who would have thought a girlfriend makes one happier, eh? As you play the game, you will get a few quests here. We got one to rescue a woman named Sam, but she is too far away to be rescued. Actually not. But I usually don't go out to save people. I let people come to me and then I recruit them. However, now we have a bunch of steel. We have a lot of resources. Brian and Silver made love right in front of Weston while he was sleeping, so probably he didn't hear. We have a raid from a group of pirates. A group, it's a singular, one pirate. But this time, I want him to trip on our spike traps. When you do get a raid like this, you want to go into the schedule tab. And here, I want you to drag people over the home area. You can also shift right click or left click like to the home area. What this means is that they will stay close to base like this. They will only be in that area. So when there are raiders, your colonists aren't all scattered across the map. You want them all safe at home. Psychoid Brewing. So we finished another research. Our addicted Brian. Next up, we're going to research solar panels for more power. And Shroud or Lab. He's going to light our fields on fire. So actually I have to go out and take care of him. Head-to-head combat. He did up getting downed, but he has this thing called unwaveringly loyal. So he refused to be recruited if taken as a prisoner. That's a shame. One thing we can do though is organ harvest. Since he doesn't want to join us, why don't we take his organs? He can prove useful that way. You will get the unwaveringly loyal notification when you capture him, but I want you to click on labs and then go into operations, and then you can harvest a lung, a kidney, and then any of the heart or liver. Doesn't really matter, they're the same price. However, we do need some medicine for that, so I'm not going to waste normal medicine. We have some wild heal root here, looks like this. And select that and then just harvest it. So Brian doing his due diligence and harvesting. And he will basically die now. His lung has been removed, kidney been removed. Did fail the surgery for the heart, but I don't care. I want the heart. Another surgery failed. The good thing about failing surgery is you get a lot of medical experience still. We have a bulk goods trader. This is probably one of the best traders. Just now you can trade away more of your stuff. So we did get a lot of those organs, so of course I want to trade that away. However, these people are tribal, so they don't really have much useful to trade. But we get almost 2,000 silver for those organs. I'm actually going to buy some cloth, some herbal medicine, and they cannot actually afford this. They only have 1,000 silver, so we'll keep my kidney and then accept. Another thing you can do with the trader is this tab right here called gift mode. So if you give anything to them, you'll see here we will get plus 29 goodwill. So if you want to befriend people, you can also give them gifts for free. Shrouds also has 0 resistance, so he will soon be recruited. Raid from a group of pirates. Okay, so while we are with the traders, this guy comes, but he will probably get downed or die because, well, one man against all of these. Curie got downed. However, she is not good. She really is not good at all. Animals I don't need. Cooking I don't really need. You cannot do firefighting, or you can't research, you can't do caring. You have some armor which we can strip you for, so select. You can strip people for their clothing while they're downed. If they die, it would be tainted, which we do not want. We can trade that off. The reason I wanted all of that cloth is so I can get more recreational stuff to keep our people more happy. A poker table and a billiards table. And then connect some chairs here, and we're good. New recruit Shrouds. Welcome aboard Kagarath from our Patreon. You're good at melee mining animals. Perfect, you will be a perfect miner, and overall you can just help around the base. So now our people diligently working. We also got some hops coming in. I forgot to deselect Raw resources, plant matter. Plant matter I want in the freezer. And we've got a flash storm, so there will be a forest fire. Now with RimWorld, if there's a certain amount of fire on the map, it will start to rain. So it's not guaranteed, but let's see if it will happen here. It will randomly, quote-unquote, start to rain. Looks like I was maybe proven wrong. The forest fire is closing in. In fact, the whole goddamn map is burning. The whole map is burning. Oh, I do need more wood. Okay, probably should get all the wood before it burns down. Yeah, the fire is reaching our base. This is insane. The whole map is going to burn down only 16 days after arriving here. This is a bit iffy, but we've got solar panels. Now I will research smithing, which will be used to get machining. So we can get some proper, well, weapons and such. But I will get a solar generator behind the wind turbine. I'll probably get another battery. Yeah, this forest fire is actually insane. Wow, okay, the whole map has actually burnt down. Now luckily for you, you will probably not be so unlucky. However, now okay, now the rain comes. Lovely rain. For now though, I would like to expand and get some bedrooms. So as I said again, 13 by 13. We're going to get some steel doors here. The reason why you want steel or wooden doors and not stone doors in RimWorld is because stone doors take a lot more time to open, while steel and wooden doors are normal. Actually, wooden door speed. Wood doors open faster. Yeah, then I guess I'm sticking to wood. But in RimWorld, steel is also flammable, so steel and wood, well, the doors don't really matter that much. We just want our people to sleep nicely in their own rooms. It's not really necessary because in RimWorld there's not much of a penalty to sleeping in a barracks. But you know, it's nicer if people have their own bedrooms. And then I will get some end tables and everything. Smoke leaf binge on Brian. Ah, yes, he doesn't have enough psychite, so that's why. But we will get psychoid plants coming in soon. We actually have a bunch of hops, so we could get beer. I will get beer brewing. Transport pod crash. Oh my god, this guy. Okay, he has 19 in animals, so we could maybe have animals. I almost never go for that, but he's a good medic. Or she is a good medic. She was a herder in her childhood and a healer, so that's why she's good at that. And she can also be a cleaner and a hauler, so we really want her. Armadillo. Oh, Brian is way too slow. Yeah, that's not good because of his withdrawal. Hagraf is somewhat of a good doctor. Yeah, look how much quicker Kaggraf is. You go into the health tab here. I just looked at the moving speed here, 20%. Yeah, he's stoned on smoke leaf and in withdrawal of like cocaine. Anyways, again, recruit. Resources incoming, bedrooms, everything is looking good. Now we have a proper recreational room, bedrooms, workshop, laboratory, prison, and a kitchen slash freezer. We have most of everything that we need. I will get an electric stove. Ideally, I would have that outside of the freezer because it's too cold, but that's not the end of the world. We just want to get psych-IT. And don't forget to expand the home area with your buildings. On day 20 here, you can hover over the date here to see days past since your arrival. But on day 20, you will get a quest called Ship to the Stars. So this is a way to beat the game in RimWorld by traveling to this place with a ready built ship. But I almost always just build the ship because I like that satisfaction and I want to beat the game with my own base where it is. So we're going to beat the game the normal way. To beat the game, we will have to go all the way to the right here of the research tree and research all of this, but we'll take it step by step. So Silver is quite happy, so she got, well, an inspiration thanks to high mood, so she will work faster for 8 days. If we select her and then go into the view information here, search up global work speed, and she will work almost twice as fast. I would like to deconstruct these ruins, make space. Kaggraf also needs a weapon. Okay, Kaggraf needs to become the melee. So we'll select Western, go into the gear tab, and then you can drop things. And if you shift click all of the drop here, it will be queued up and he will drop all of his clothes at once. Get naked. No. And then I will do that with Kaggraf and he will become our new meleeist. Weston can equip our auto pistol that we got. And we've got beer brewing. So production tab, a brewery. I think beer is one of the best drugs because, well, you can use it for recreational purposes and everything. It keeps people happy. I'm going to go into the assign tab and then drug policy, and then you just want to edit the social drugs here. And then by default this will be on like this, so people will use beer and smoke leaf leaf for recreation. We'll do that for Psych IT as well. Then I will go into scheduled, just like this. And I will set it up that if people's moods go below 35%, they will take Psych IT. If it goes below 25%, they will take beer. And if it goes below 15%, they will take smoke leaf. And then yayo, which is like cocaine, only if below like 5%, maybe 1%. But what this does is that they will only take it once a day, or every day, so they don't really get addicted. But this is a way better way of managing mood, because then people won't be so fragile, because, well, human emotions, we all have emotions. If you let your colony get too sad, then people will start to have berserks, they'll want to kill each other. People will want to run wild, so run away from the base. People will want to have a tantrum and destroy stuff. So managing your pawn's mood is an important thing. But just by following what I've told you to do, with the drugs and by having bedrooms and the recreational, keeping things nice and clean and beautiful, your moods should be just fine. And preferably, you would not have recruited, for example, a depressive person by now. However, now we have a harvest of cotton coming in. Everything is coming in. We'll continue to research. We've also got smoke leaf coming in. Would actually like to get a drug lab. Or actually, you don't need that. You can get in the production tab or search it up a crafting spot. This will allow you to make smoke leaf joints right here. But it's only 50% work speed factor, so a bit slower, but get smoke leaf joints forever. The whole map really burnt up. Chunks of spacecraft. These are resources you can deconstruct. Ship chunks to get steel and components. Actually a bit low on components, only 8. So to get all the resources we can, you just want to get as many resources as possible in this world. This thing right here is also compacted machinery, which you can mine to get components. It is essential in electrical things and to craft certain things. So components you always want. Cougar hunting silver. An animal is hunting silver for food. We'll have Kagarath here with the kiting method that I showed you. Although that cougar is... Oh, okay, that thing is going straight for silver. We have to go head on. Okay, luckily Kagarath, oof, he took a huge bite to the torso. But now we can actually get that cougar. Yeah, need it. Eat it. Cat meat is on the menu, boys. Got a raid from tribespeople. Camel here. Hello. Oh, okay. He is not too bad. An artist. Hopefully not an artist from Austria. But this guy, if he can become ours with the fast learner trait, he can get sculptures for us and he can create art that will make our pawns really, really happy. And also a good planter. So let's see what Camel does. Actually going to the spike traps. Ah, but he died. That's a shame. I actually do not need the spike traps. I will soon make a perimeter around the base. And a nice party. Parties will give a lot of mood. You can actually, if you go into the furniture tab here, no, the misc tab, you can get a party spot. So just place that in here. Also get a bigger table for our people. This colony needs it. Just something simple like that. Got a lot of rice stacking up, so we should have enough food for the winter. We got Psychoid coming in, so Brian, yeah, high on the Psych IT, he is completely fine. A warg hunting silver. All the animals want to eat this woman. Luckily, it died, but Kagarath took a bit of damage. We actually have a bit too much food. I will want to get a full slot here of food storage. That will be useful. A raid from a group of outlanders. Attacking immediately. Oh my god, she's a great crafter. Well, we don't have any spike traps, so we will have to go out and shoot her. I'm going to use this little bush as cover. I actually would like to down her, so if we could just... If we go into the pawns here and select melee attack, we won't shoot them. We'll just hit them. Okay, well, she died. A good revolver. And for the freezer, I only want one exit point, because otherwise we leak too much heat. So I'm just going to set this up like I did here, but bigger. The bigger, the better. Size does matter. New recruit Armadillo. Hello. Welcome aboard, Nikenga. Yes, animals, medical. You're quite good at plants and mining as well. But you will carry medicine, and I will give you a weapon. If you want to go click this button right here, you can see the heat overlay. The freezer is quite cool. A mad ibex doe. This event you can easily take care of. We have a lot of people now. And it's dead. Cargo pods. Ooh, resources. Dye. You can use that to color things. You wanted to color your colony in any color. For example, pastel green. Yes, do that. And paint the colors of the walls, the buildings, or the floors. So if you want to get that, just get a growing zone with Tinctoria here, and you can get dye. People are idle. More research benches. Smithing. Up to machining I want. It is fall, and we will need better clothing. However, I won't make out of cotton. I will hunt some does and alpacas, so go into the wildlife tab here, and then over the mark animals to be hunted by our hunters, go over the animals like does and bucks and alpacas. They're good. Ibex rams. If they have a percent like this, that means that there's a chance that they attack back when you hunt them. So ideally, you would not want that. You can also go into the orders tab here and go into the hunt section by pressing O. You can manually mark animals to be hunted, and then someone with the hunting party here will go out with a hunt as long as they have a ranged weapon. You cannot hunt with a melee weapon, so keep that in mind if you select your melee as to be a hunter. And as you can see here, Brian is doing that. It will also train up your colonist skills when you hunt, so hunting is a good activity. Also got, what is it, chunks of spacecraft. If you press Z or Z, or this little icon here to search for anything. So ship chunk. Oh, okay, now I can see here. Search for steel. You can search for anything on the map. So yeah, and what you will quickly see is that we will stockpile up on plain leather. So we want to make clothing out of fur. So we're going to go into the production tab, get an electric tailor bench, and then place that in the workshop, and we will manufacture clothing for the upcoming winter. So go into the bills tab, and then I want you to get a parka. A parka is for when it's going to get cold. A duster is when it's going to get really warm. So I'm going to go into this section here, and then I only want fresh parkas, and that is basically all you want to do for now. You don't need to do it very specifically. Also have a bunch of cloth. I actually would like to get a small little kitchen. Nothing too complicated, but with a heater here or two. Get some steel tiles, because that makes it a bit more clean. You can see the cleanliness of any room. And the more clean a room is, the better your production benches will be, and the better the research will be. For example, at a simple research bench, and cleanliness affects how good you do with medical tents, and or more specifically medical surgeries. You want to keep your hospitals clean, have clean materials for that. We'll go more into that later into the game. But we're actually getting way more meat than we thought. Just hunt everything. Now the temperature in the kitchen is fine, although I would like to close that door. So now Brian will manufacture the parkas. We have a bunch of wood. We have all the resources needed, so keep on researching. As you can see, we have a lot of food. You can get more shelves. Also, if you have any comments whatsoever about anything that I'm going through here, or that you have questions about generally, just comment them down below this video. And there are a lot of people that are way more experienced than me actually at the game, and they watch the channel, so you will get a lot of responses. Go down to the comments if you have anything and ask away. Marriage is on for Brian Silver. Silver will change your last name. Okay, we have a few visitors to trade. Always want to see what they have to offer. I'm going to sell away some of the weapons that we have, some garbage, and that is pretty much it. Except, anyways, with research machining, I would actually like to get microelectronics. Once you've researched microelectronics, you're almost at the mid-game, or I would say you are, but while we are preparing for the mid-game, I am going to expand upon the base. This is not super necessary, because so far our raids we've dealt with quite efficiently, but in the future, I always like to have a big wall around the base like this. Just something like this, because, well, I feel way safer when we actually have a big wall protecting everything. Alright, perfect. And then I'm just going to have the home area within this square, make it simple, because now our power systems and our crops are safe. We don't have to worry about the outdoor area. And if we wanted to, at some points we can get barricades just to protect us, but it's not really necessary. I just want the wall. Transport pod crash. Anyone good? Yes, you are good as hell. You have a peg leg, like a wooden leg, but you are good. Nihgenga has good medical, although you're stoned. Okay, you can capture anyways. Getting hypothermia. It's minus 7 degrees, so winter has come, but we have parkas. After parkas, you want the people to get button-down shirts and pants, yeah, so they're not naked underneath everything. So do until you have 1, set that to 1, and then 51 to 100% HP. That's enough. And you will see here that we will get snow down in the colony. Quite nice. I'm going to harvest our crops now preemptively. And winter has come. So with the traders, I'm going to get a psychic shock lance. This is something that allows you to down a person. There's a risk of brain damage, but if we have a really good pawn, instead of them dying, we can use this on them and force them to join us. Okay, we are having a cold base now, so we'll get some heaters. I will get 2 heaters in the workshop, 2 in the recreational room. And then we get some vents, and then 2 vents like that connecting the rooms, and that should be good enough for now. That should warm up the base quite quickly. As you can see here, yeah, now the base is nice and warm. Otherwise the workshops will be more inefficient, and sleeping in the cold is not nice, as you can imagine. Raid from a group of pirates. Okay, this time we have 2 of them. Anyone good? Oh my god, yes, Silver War. Okay, we will use the Psychic Shock Lance. Kagarav has that on Silver War. So I'm going to do something like this by selecting the Psychic Shock Lance while he is drafted. And he got no brain damage, and they're fleeing. Silver War, come in. What the hell happened here? Okay, we had a mad boomalope, like an explosive creature, and it caused a big fire, but we're fine. Recruit Silver War. Party has been called off. Weston and Nihgenga got into a fight. Weston flagrantly disrespected Nihgenga's bravery. We do need more steel. If I wanted to, I could tame some animals. I will actually tame some buffaloes, female and a male. They are caravan animals, so we can go out and trade with them and such. And get some milk and some wool, so I will assign them to be tamed by, instead of going to the Exir for hunting, I go for the taming. I've also deconstructed the nearby ruins just to make space. So now the colony will be speeding up, as you see. Will be nicer. I would also like to get a crematorium, because it's not nice to look at all of these bodies. Alright, we've tamed a buffalo. For now, we don't have a pen, so I'm going to get a caravan hitching spot near a bunch of, well, grass. So we have our own animal. With the crematorium, I will set that to cremate human corpses, but not colonist corpses. And then cremate corpses that are not human, but are animal, that are not fresh. So rotten animal corpses will be cremated as well. We've got an interesting quest here. Senna, a nearby settlement, wants us to come to them to trade 27 club worth $2,277 for excellent marine armor. That is great. And an orbital bombardment. Yeah, the reward here is great, so we'll accept that. So we have to make 27 clubs. I will make that at a smithy. I need a machining table as well, and an electric smithy. And then someone will work on the clubs. And then perfect, we can use the buffaloes to head out and trade with us, because I don't think we can carry that many clubs. At the machining table, or the smithing, we can also get simple helmets. This will protect our brains, which we want. So queue that up. Can make it out of steel, but ideally plasteel or uranium is better for that. We have some uranium ore. We can get uranium simple helmets. That will protect our brains even better than steel. Anyways, electric smithy. I want to make clubs. And how much was it? 27. So I'm just going to put in 27. You can also just, if you press Control, left click, you can increase by 10. Shift left click to increase by 100. Everything is dying to the cold. It's getting too cold. We have a solar flare, which will disable our power devices, but usually they only last for half a day or something. Why aren't we filling our hoppers? Ooh. You have to set the hoppers to the most important priority, which in this case is critical. Bulk goods trader. Okay, we have a proper one here, so I want to get out and trade with them. Silver trade. So this is really all that I'm going to trade for now. I'm selling off the dye and getting a few books. Recreational books as well. So nothing really too major. I do need more power as well. Brian is almost done with the club. We've got both buffaloes now. So base is coming up even faster, and more people coming in soon. I forgot, with the hops I need to make wort, and then the wort needs to be fermented into beer, so we'll need to get a fermenting barrel, and we'll get a few of those. I'm actually research drug production for the smoke leaf and then get microelectronics. We've got the clubs. I will head out with Silver. She's our trader, and she can also trade with a bunch of factions, so I want to form a caravan by pressing H or pressing this button here, and I will first go to these people. I will select the Muffalos and Silver, and then you can select all the supplies you want to head out with, but I need to get all of the club. You made clubs out of uranium. I wanted those for the simple helmets, but oh well. I'm going to take a bunch of the fur, and that is pretty much it. All the silver as well if we need to buy. We have more uranium up here which we can use. Then Silver will head out with the Muffalos out of the map to trade. She will be on the world map here, so first trade and then fulfill the trade offer. New recruit Athena. That's a nice name. Ungrade. Plants, construction, animals, social. Perfect. I do need more bedrooms, so maybe I should focus on that. Caravan arrived at Sparta. Here I will sell off all of the leather, as I said. They don't really have much that I want. I will buy some medicine, and they do have a pump shotgun. That could be useful. So accept, and then go down to trade with Senna. If I go into the assign tab here, I want to change how our people attack or respond to threats. So we'll have them attack, otherwise they will flee. But most of the time they can kill the threat. Also, when you get a bunch of books, you can get a bookcase. And if we place that in our research room, it will provide a reading bonus, or I think a researching bonus or something. So a library next to the research room or in there is nice. I will also get more tables that people can eat at, closer to here. We've got blight on our rice. This is like a disease that prevents your crops from growing. Just select the crop and cut all the blight, but it will start to spread, so you have to make sure you cut all of it. Here we go. Now the base is nice and clean and constructed, so let's move on to research. However, we are at Senna, so fulfill the trade offer. So now if we go into the items tab, we got everything that we need. I would actually like to buy, could buy a few sculptures. I will do that. A tube television. Why not? Head home. Head home. Oh wait, I need to buy food for Silver. Drug production, go for Microelectronics. I at least can get a drug lab. They recruit Sliver War, not Silver War. Jesus, you are staggeringly ugly, ascetic, and I knew this. You're a perfect crafter and constructionist. Perfect. Everything is good. Make sure your response is set to attack. I will need to grow a bunch more food in the spring, because now we are 7 people instead of 3 when we started. But now the whole place is filled with snow. Winter is underway. Minus 19 degrees Celsius. Oof, it's cold. But we have a lovely aurora. A raid from a group of outlanders. Ooh, 3 of them. They're going for Angrade. Okay, we will have them come in here. Any of them good? They're all alright, but no one that I really need. What I will simply do is go into the choke point here and let them come in. Melee attack. And they're all fleeing. Oh my god, you demolished her with her fist. With your fist. Let's see here, you are quite good. We'll take you. Equip their wonderful weapons, and a new recruit will be incoming. I will try to get as many people as possible, because that's how you survive the best. The merrier, the better. Pass by a trader caravan with Silver, but I don't really need to. We are back home with Silver. So Kagarath, our meleeist, will equip the armor. Marine armor is the best armor in Vanilla RimWorld. Oh, he looks good now. Left thumb destroyed on Jesus. It's a little bit bad. I have to tend to him. I really need new bedrooms. The sculptures I will install in the recreational room to increase the impressiveness to very impressive. That will increase the mood. Television. I just want to place some chairs in front of that. New recruit Hakuya already. Welcome aboard Kostai. Melee, plants, medical. Okay, now we're done researching microelectronics. I want to get sterile materials, but now what we can get is a comms console. This will allow us to contact other people on the RimWorld and trade with them over the internet, essentially. But you need an orbital trade beacon near your resources for where you want to trade. So we'll have one in the freezer and 1 in our stockpile here. Just everybody research, for heaven's sake. Oh, we have a combat supplier. Yeah, I want to trade with. Pencil off some smoke leaf and a bit of beer. Should be good. Thermal materials. So I was talking about cleanliness being important, but this is good for hospitals and research labs. Now though, I will deconstruct all of these things, because with microelectronics you can get a high-tech research bench. It's equipped with high-tech bench with computers and electronic measurements, so a proper research bench. Ooh, hungry pitched animals. Let's get a pen marker so they can have this whole area to eat from, and that is perfect. Now we get steel high-tech research benches, although I will need more steel. I actually get 5 high-tech research benches. And for now, I want to research. I can get shields for a shield belt for our melees. That will be good. I'm telling you, we will beat the game way faster than you think. But the mid-game now, I would say we're at the mid-game. So during the mid-game, we will need more power, more batteries. I'm going to get steel tiles for now in the research room and get a bunch more steel. An ancient danger. Ooh. So this contains exotic goods, but also there are hostiles in there. Cargo pods with smoke leaf. However, it is officially spring. A raid from pirates. Ooh. Okay, but these people have a smoke launcher and EMP grenades. They cannot actually kill us. That does not harm us. Ooh. Well, there are a bunch of them. Let's see here. I can kill them off like this. Yeah, one group is already fleeing. Now there is friendly fire in RimWorld, but friendly fire is not really affected in a certain radius around. So I think this is fine right here. So just keep that in mind, friendly fire. Alright, well, they are gone. Oh, Plum is still here. Caravan can deal with that guy. Hello there, sir. I'll get an electric smelter, because then we can smelt down the weapons, the steel slag chunks, everything. A cold snap right when spring starts, of course. This means that all of our crops will probably die. And we've got shields. A shield belt will allow you to have protection against ranged projectiles, but you cannot use ranged weapons. Perfect for Caravan, and everything is dying to the cold. -20. All of our people are still quite happy, as you can see. Very impressive rec and dining room is providing us with a lot of buffs, and overall, yes, good. A raid from a group of tribes people. Okay, we've got 3, 2, got 5 of them. The good thing with the walls here is they will start attacking it randomly, so they will be splitting up like this, which means it's quite easy to just pick them off, because they're, well, split off. Let's go like this. They don't even get a chance to shoot back. Ooh, they did actually break in. Ooh, Weston. Damn, got shot right in the heart. Trado got downed, and Slow Learner we do not really like. Yeah, Tonska. You are good. Let's capture you, strip you. Oh, right leg cut off on Tonsa. Caravan sliced Tons in the right femur. How the hell do you cut someone's leg off with a knife? Oh, we can research prosthetics actually. Give this guy a prosthetic leg. Could do that. Sheep join. Oh, why not? Why not? However, I will manage auto slaughter. We'll only have 1 male adult and only 1 female young, 1 male young, because I don't want the population to get out of control. Perfect. With sheep we get wool and you know, milk, so it's all good. So during the mid game you want to stack up on a lot of steel and components, so that's why I've set up our people to mine that, because I would like to get better weapons for our people as well. I will focus on defenses a bit, getting deep drilling so we can get a more steady supply of resources. I do somewhat need a dedicated cleaner. Anyways, prosthetics. And I'm going to research all the way from gunsmithing to blowback operation, maybe gun turrets, and then up to gas operation, precision rifling. So that's the plan. And at the machining table, I can queue up prosthetic legs. Oh, I also need plasteel for the shield belt. So compacted plasteel, we have that. Now it's finally spring. Now we can start planting. A legendary shield belt. Jesus has created a shield belt legendary. Okay, this is an ultimate guide, but this is something I've never seen. So Jesus had an inspiration, and because of that he created this bad boy. Okay, well, we're about to demolish this game. Hagraf now has up. He is stacked. Anyways, we're researching at the speed of light now with everything here that we've set up here. So the foundation of this colony is absolutely magnificent. In fact, I could get another research room if I wanted to. Why not? Usually never do this, but we have people idle, so why not? I do, however, need more components, so I might head out and trade. I will do that soon. We do have a lot of gold on this map, and gold is like silver, a currency. We've got gun turrets. This is a great way to lure enemies, because they will focus on gun turrets and pawns. I will also get more floodlights around the colony. Animal disease, the flu. When that happens, you'll have to tend to them. So a few animal sleeping spots where they can rest and people can tend to them is crucial. Although, yeah, we are now in need of more power. I'm just going to expand wind turbines and solar panels. At the electric smelter, I want to smelt metal from slag forever, drop on floor. I have an ambrosia sprout. This is a great and lucrative drug. So place growing zones like this, select all of them and disallow sowing. This will mean that people will automatically harvest the bushes. You can also do this, for example, out in the wild. And if you were to disallow sowing, all that the pawns will do is cut down ready grown plants. So, for example, berry bushes or trees. So we can have that. Yeah, we do need more power. Another power source is geothermal power. We have a bunch of these geysers, which you will see, steam geysers. On this map, we have 7. We can build on top of those to get even more power. I would say that is a mid-game power source. Ooh, cargo pods with food. Disease, fibrous mechanite. Yeah, essentially increases pain and such, sleep, but manipulation and moving is increased. Yeah, we do need more components. I also do need to get this quest here. We have a quest for 4 advanced components. Also will be very important in the mid-game. So first down to trade, and I'll grab Kagraf. And silver. Hagraf is a machine with that shield belt. You can also get the gold. And I will take some garbage weapons, some beer, some excess of drugs that we have, some leather, everything. Or actually, let's go to... the marriage ceremony of Silver and Brian has been called off. They were getting married. I forgot to place a comms console down. They recruit Tonsa. Drafting, intellectual, shooting. Caravan ambushed. Ooh. The couple of Yorkshire Terriers. You ain't touching us. Almost there. Let's see here. There may be a threat. We've got 2 hares. Oh, one of them nibs silver. It was a rabid hare. That's bad. Okay, but we're fine. Grab the advanced component. Caravan ambushed again. 2 rats at the same place. Biofuel refining, good. Keep on researching. Kill. Now then, geothermal power. Continue researching for the weapons, but the reason I wanted this is because geothermal power, I'll place it on top of there, provides, I think it's 3,600 watts. Nice. Ducks join. Alright, why don't we have some ducks then? Get an egg box down. A bulk goods trader. So from the pawns console that is, so select a pawn, right click, and then head out to trade. They have 30 components, which we want to buy. However, we don't have a lot of money at home. We do have a bunch of gold. So we'll sell off a bunch of wool and a bit of everything to get those 30 components. And now we're fine. Oh yeah, Tonsa. We can get a prosthetic leg on you. Raid from a group of tribes people. Okay. Now it's increasing. We've got 5 people. We'll let them come in here. Any one of them good? Oh, an artist. I might get the artist. Chicken. Oh, do not shoot chicken. Took a bit of damage. But they're all fleeing. Oh, do not shoot chicken. Took a bit of damage. But they're all fleeing. Anyone else good? Yes, capture and capture. I'm actually going to set up a bit more defenses, because now we're starting to take a bit of damage without them. We are at Sparta to trade again. Just get more components. So we'll set up like a, not really a kill box. I mean, I guess it is, but I will just have raiders come in through a small little choke point through here. And then all we have to do is wall off this, some of this. And then we just put up some cover in this section. So it will be 1 wall, 1 barricade. raid. And the people behind the wall, they will peek out to shoot. So they will have like double cover. So something like this. And then to lure the people attacking immediately, I will have a gun turret. I'll have a gun turret somewhere here. Anyways, Caravan is back. Oh, Silver and Brian are getting married. And Silver is smoking a joint before getting married. She has smoked a joint right in front of the guests. That is why I'm saying this will be a fun game for you. I'm also going to plant some hay because our animals, they love hay. Why not do that in our defenses where there's a bunch of space? We're going to be playing Hay Day. Gas operation. We're soon done getting the weapons that we want. We could also get kibble for our animals. That is a good food source. Needs meat and protein. Anyhow, Colony is really productive now. We've got the defenses up. So keep the store open. And then any raider shall just come in here. So they will be more piled up. Then we'll get assault rifles to deal with them appropriately. Precision rifling. So assault rifles go into the machining table. And then I'm going to get assault rifles here. I'm going to get a few of them for now. New recruit Dove. Mining animals intellectual. Crash Adams, so welcome. Yeah, I need even more bedrooms. Now then, I want to research to get more components. I'm going to go for a long range... No, deep drilling ground penetrating scanner. So we can start scanning for resources. Could actually get fabrication. We do have an ancient danger and that has potential to have a lot of good stuff. I'm going to get our people here. I'm simply going to shoot out one of the sections here. Okay, this is interesting. I have a lot of loot, but 2 centipedes. These things are the most difficult enemies in the game. Well, not for me, but if you want to handle them, I would go inside for now. There is a way to deal with all of this if we just let them come out for a minute. Silver, I want you to do this. Here we go, just to aggro them. Oh, I could actually open up the caskets. So what I could do here is do this. Then there will be chaos. Ooh, trying to shoot. What I'm going to do is have Kagarath attack the centipede. The one with the charged blaster is the most deadly one. Now, one of us has a fire foam pack from a previous raid. So if we get caught on fire, we can just pop this, and this centipede burner cannot hurt us because it only burns. And then the Cypher really isn't a problem. Kagarath has the armor to deal with all of them. So just do this. Okay, let's pop the fire foam. Get behind cover. Yeah, that centipede burner can't do anything. Okay, but now we're on fire. Sometimes you will take a bit of damage in RimWorld. It is just what it is. But that thing is dead. So now I want to look for a few good people. You're alright. This guy is a pyromaniac, but he's alright. Pyromaniac is not the end of the world. And you, my lady, have asthma, but you're also alright. So we've got a bunch of good loot and ancient crypto sleep caskets for resources. I'm going to keep one, because when you have people in there, they're suspended from all motion. So if they have like an injury you can't tend to, I like to keep one around. And the mechanoids, we can go to the machining table and shred mechanoids. So a lot of medical treatment is needed. I actually get a hospital, but cost time. I need the medics to tend to themselves. I actually have them take go juice, which we have. It's a drug to keep us moving faster. Some of these people are going to die if we don't do anything. Okay, we're fine. Got a bunch of good weapons. Heavy SMGs, everything. Everyone has been tended to. I will actually make this place right here a small hospital. We will need it. Disease, or what is this? An infection. Stench. Wait, who is this? Oh my god, you're frail and you have dementia? No, you might as well die. I'm going to release you. Anyways, people will heal up as they rest. But yeah, we'll research for a hospital bed eventually. I just need components. Let me head out and trade for some more. So Silver Kagarath. Head out with some more to trade. New recruit is Zippy. Mining social animals. You can do cleaning as well. More blight, but we harvested most of our rice. Caravan arrived at Senna, so components This is all that I want. 65. Can we afford that? No, but we can afford 40. That's good. We'll actually need more rice. We'll need more food for the future, definitely. A shaman merchant, hello. And then we can grow potatoes in the poor soil, because potatoes grow better than rice in poor soil. So just do this. The brown spots are the potato soil. You do not need seeds to grow in RimWorld if you haven't noticed by now. But we'll take all the food that we can get. Forgot to rename you Zippy Regalia. Welcome. New recruit Chicken. Welcome aboard. True. Ooh, you are an artist. Yes. We'll get an art bench down and have you make sculptures out of jade and wood. Jade is a very beautiful material. It's this green thing right here. New recruit Skroge. You are plants, construction, cooking. Welcome aboard, Pepper. You are our best shot, looks like. You can get the chain shotgun. You will get a pretty good assault rifle soon. Now our colony will really expand. We are at 13 people. All the bio-coded weapons I will set up to be smelted. Smelt or destroy thing. Weapons, non-bio-coded weapons, apparel. No clean apparel. Art bench, large sculpture set to forever. Or maybe do like 10 times out of wood and jade and perfect deep drilling. Let's get ground penetrating scanner. A manhunter pack. So these are rabid animals. Will try to attack us. Got an assault rifle. I want that. Now they will all go through here. Let's see what happens. Oh, the rats. Well, they all died. Now we have fire, though. Oof. You know what? I should probably research fire foam poppers to take care of fire. Selling to Senna. This time they want 22 EMP shells. Although I'm not sure about that one. It takes components to make. So all the sculptures I'm going to get into the recreational room until it's extremely impressive. And our pawns will be even better. More happier. We are overflowing a little bit in storage. For now, I will just place things on a shelf outdoors. If you were to place items on the floor outdoors, they would start to deteriorate. But on a shelf, things do not deteriorate. So if you want to place items outside, do it on a shelf. The items will be very safe there. And a wonderful party. The colony is as happy as ever. Although a raid in the middle of it. Ooh, okay. We've got 12 tribes people. They are attacking immediately. Alright, let's go. Just line them up. And now kill them all. The assault rifles are going to be carrying here. And they're all fleeing. A tribal chief, looks like. Yeah, one of them got downed. I'll take everyone I can get. I need some people to continue researching though. Anyways, fire foam, continue researching, ground penetrating scanner. So now this recreational room is extremely impressive. I will just place sculptures now a bit everywhere. We'll get some concrete out here, because you do move faster on floors than on the dirt. On the dirt you walk 87%, but on concrete it's 100%. Anyways, fire foam a bit haphazardly. Ground penetrating scanner. What I will do is get a few of these. You need to have them outdoors or where there's no roof overhead. You take up quite a lot of power, which we do have. I'm also going to smelt down weapons. We're now all melee weapons, because while those tribals had a lot of steel stuff, so more steel is always great. But now our people will scan, so they will scan for resources under the ground, which there's more of abundance than on the surface. All the assault rifles have been made. It's great. Let me hunt for some more animals. We've stocked up on most food for winter. Another thing I can get after... Okay, I want to research medicine production, but some better armor, Flak Armor, but it requires components. I will get multi-analyzer fabrication after medicine production. Now we have a bulk goods trader, and they have more components. And all the fur that you hunt for, that will sell off for a lot. And all the wool as well. Actually sell off for more, but that is great. I will buy more books from them. And I will buy nitroamine, which is used to make medicine. So a lot of trading going on, but it will be well worth it. All the clothing below 50 or around 50% HP you want to sell off. And a bunch of drugs. And yeah, that is pretty damn good. Now the colony is pretty much chilling. I will get a sculpture where the people are fighting. A masterwork within sculpture. This colony is so good. Now keep in mind, even if you're following my colony and everything that I say, it takes experience to become better at the game. Because what I've accomplished now, it's by day 82, and when I started off in RimWorld, I was so clueless, so I wish someone had made a video like this on how to just go through the entire game. So with all the hay coming in soon, I don't want our animals out in the open eating our random crops here. I want the animals in a little area here. They will be hidden in the shadows. And then I will get some straw matting out of hay, because this will really prevent the animals from dirtying down the stone here that they will be at. Medicine production, go for multi-analyzer, because with fabrication we'll be able to manufacture our own components out of steel, which is going to be the most essential. You don't have to waste money on buying it, because it is a bit expensive. Go into the drug lab here and then make medicine. I will do basically forever. Takes cloth, Nutriam, and herbal medicine. I will get a bit more cotton cloth. I will try to do this quest. I will just accept it for the advanced components. Or this television, actually. We'll have to research mortars, though. Okay, let me do that once I have fabrication. Ambrosia. More of this drug. Not sure if I need more hay, if I'm honest. I think the animals have enough food. Silver has a recruitment inspiration. We could actually just straight up recruit this guy. So if Silver goes here with the inspiration, forcing her to do it, then we will get Banya toolbar. Welcome aboard, Nekonus. And also, you will only progress this fast if you end up recruiting almost everyone that you see, like I've done. This is why I'm progressing so quickly. Speaking of which, I need more bedrooms, but for now, sleep in there. I will get a few bedrooms right here. I have a bunch of muffalos. I'm just going to take care of them. We're so powerful now, we can easily get everything. Multi-analyzer. So this is an item or a building you will need to construct to research fabrication and the rest of the advanced research. We do have the resources for it, but if you don't, plasteel you can trade for, and gold you can also buy at the bulk goods trader, so head out to settlements and buy that. Components and steel you already know how to get, but it will only link to these 5 research benches. However, I want to research fabrication. Speaking of food, we have a goddamn lot of it. An infestation. Okay, these are insects. And insects will burrow from mountain overhead, which is this dark green type of roof. And insects you don't want to let expand, because if you let them expand too much, it'll become a big problem. Now luckily they dealt almost no damage, but the hives you need to destroy. And there we go. We have a bit too much food. Good lord. Okay, we are going to become a farming empire here, because goddamn, I need to head out and sell off some of the food. We'll get silver. We have 7,000 rice. Yeah, goddamn. A bunch of potatoes. A farming expedition coming your way. Okay, I'll add Caravan in case it gets ambushed. This is why it's good to have muffalos or any type of caravan animal. If you want to see if it is a caravan animal, select the animal and then pack animal. If it says no, you cannot head out with the animal. A muffalo, it will say yes. Pack animal, yes. I also want to kill a few mega sloths. These creatures have heavy fur and that's very protective. Going to hunt that down, although they do attack when you attack them, so get a small group and hunt them down. They also provide a lot of meat. Luckily our prowess is immense and they're all dead. Anyways, we've got fabrication. Let me research mortars and go into the production tab. Now you want to go into fabrication bench, and we only have 2 advanced components. We can buy more soon, but we want to place them down. I'm probably going to have to make this a small area for manufacturing, and with the fur you can get some, you can actually get armchairs or couches, which are way more comfortable. We're going to get that, a few couches, blue fur couch, sheep wool couch. Alright, let's trade 3,000 silver. I should become a farmer. Anyhow, getting advanced components, maybe a few more components to quick start. We have so much silver. Like shock lance and head back home. Disease the plague. Uh-oh, this is a pretty bad disease, but our healthcare is immensely good, so we're fine. Anyways, fabrication benches, so make components until we have like 50. Unpause at 30, and that should be good enough. Copy the bill. You can copy them over with this paper tab here, and people will start working on that. Get a few tool cabinets. You can get 2 of these near a workbench to increase the speed. So I'm going to get that for everything here as well. And I actually need to go out and trade again because we have so much goddamn food. Especially hay, goddamn. We have a group of visitors. They have a reinforced barrel. This will be useful for defenses. You can launch mortars, essentially bombard your enemies from a distance. You will need one of these. Oh, we're almost done researching mortars, actually. Anyways, we still need to scan for steel. Need to get another ground penetrating scanner. Anyways, mortars. I'm not going to queue up any research because otherwise we won't be scanning. Now, for the quest, we needed 22 EMP shells. So, yep, let's get 22. And now I will actually get assault rifles for everyone. So that means 8 of them. Because now we have infinite components. We just need more steel. Now then, we arrived at Senna to trade. I'll buy some Neutroamin, a smoke pop pack. Other than that, I don't actually know. Maybe cloth, actually. Why not? Head back home. Important thing is we're stacking up on silver. We've met with another caravan, but I do not need you. Move on. Now it's winter again, so nothing will grow. If you go into this book tab here, history, you can see our wealth tab. Can see how our colony has progressed. We can select the population, the colonist mood. It's all been looking pretty good. We've got all the EMP shells, so we can go out and fulfill the trade offer. So, sorry Silver, we'll have to head out again. Luckily though, we have even more food we need to trade away. We're going to change the schedule to an anything schedule so that people can sleep whenever the hell they want. It's usually the schedule I like to go for. Not really necessary, but ooh, an exotic goods trader. I think this is the first one we've gotten. They have more exotic items, as you can imagine. Mega screen television. That will keep us nice and happy. I'm going to buy books. I will sell off the psychic pulsar. Psychic Sooth pulsar gives everyone a small mood buff. Psychic animal pulsar makes all the animals on the map angry. Got that from the Ancient Danger, but oh, I forgot the EMP shells. Oh well. I can research transport pods in a biofuel refinery. We want to place that bad boy down. And with biofuel refinery, you can make chem fuel from organics. I won't have until we have 200. It will be fuel for launching items across the RimWorld. Transport pod. So go into the MISC tab, get a pod launcher, automatically be built, and then auto build transport pod, fuel that bad boy up, and then we load up all the EMP shells, and then we can automatically send things to factions and people. So now we can send the EMP shells to Silver's Caravan, and that will be added. Good. Now we're scanning for resources. We need steel. So we can fulfill the trade offer. Nice. We can trade even more. Honestly, I don't even know what to trade, but buying more Neutroamin, components, buy some sculptures, I'll buy some gold, and we're good. Where's the mega screen television? I want to install that bad boy. And the old television, can actually place that so that the patients can watch. Do need more power. A raid from tribes people. Okay, and Silver will be back. Okay, they're coming through here. Okay, we need to get Dale back and destroy Unicornicus. But we are so we are so progressed. They're all fleeing. Yeah, that's all of them. Once we equip everyone with assault rifles, I don't think there's anything stopping us. A combat supplier, hello. Selling off those weapons they had. I should actually get a bunch of flak armor. Ooh, scanned steel underground. Perfect, finally. We've got, that's thousands of steel. So now you can start drilling that out. Now what you could do is just enclose it like this. I should actually do that to protect it from raiders. You will have to need a light, and you will need to connect power out there. A masterwork assault rifle. Ooh. Let's research flak armor. First we need plate armor. Selling to Sparta 13 revolvers for a persona core. This is used in the construction of the ship. I will accept. So now our people here, you will see they're deep drilling for the steel. And so we'll have a steady flow of that coming in. All the revolvers have already been made. When do they restock? Traders restock every 30 days. We can't really trade with these people, but get all the revolvers. Flak armor. Go into the machining table and then get a flak helmet, flak vest, get flak jacket and flak pants. I'm not going to get the jacket because I want the parkas for winter, but everything else you can get. I also not really too worried about the clothing, because we demolish anything before they can hurt us. And we get another machining table to speed things up. And I will smelt down some basic weapons that aren't really needed. Everything here that I'm selecting isn't really needed. Oh, we've arrived at Sparta, fulfilled trade offer. Now we have a persona core. But I will show you how to actually get the persona core for the ship later if you need it. The normal way. And plasteel. Oh, that is great. Plasteel is an exotic mineral resource, so we want that as well. I don't need to encase this one because it's already inside the base. And even more, let's research. We don't need to scan for resources. There's a few ways we could go, but for our situation, going for advanced fabrication and towards the ship seems fine. Charge rifles are a great weapon as well. Could get marine armor. Let me get another multi-analyzer. Maybe not. Although we have a new bulk goods trader. Selling off a bunch of clothing, buying books, selling off a bunch. Let me actually only get flak vests and flak helmets, because I will get marine armor eventually. A siege from a group of pirates. Okay, maybe I can showcase the mortars. When you get a siege, you can either go out to them to attack them, to make them attack you, or since we're prepared, and get a mortar down. Oh, we don't have any components. Well, if I'm honest, if you're honest, they won't stand a chance against us. We could just line up and destroy them. They're all fleeing. Nikenga took a hit, but we got a bunch of reinforced barrels, bunch of resources, and now we're fine. So now then, steel mortar we have for the next raid. Can in fact get 2, because we got a lot of those barrels. A 2 deep infestation. When you deep drill, there's a chance for this to happen. But yeah, they're easily taken care of. You will have to draft everyone though, just to be safe. That's what I usually do. Also have too many resources, too many items. I will make this space right here a storage area. Usually I'm not a hoarder. I like to trade things off, but I'm going to have a stockpile here of whatever we want, so we don't have to ever think about storage again. An exotic goods trader here to trade. We have a bunch of gold we can sell. Other than that, not much. Advanced fabrication. Let me research outdoors so we can replace the normal doors here. Goats join. Alright, guess we have goats. However, now I will research hospital beds. Now, initially, I wanted marine armor and all of this, but to beat the game, this is only if you want to be super safe. Because honestly, the armor we have right now is perfectly capable of doing that. Just stack up a few more mini turrets. I guess I'll get the flak pants. And then vitals monitor. Let's replace the hospital beds. Do cost a lot of components, but it is worth it. Have any of the traders restocked? Not yet. Vitals monitor. Let's research Starflight basics. You can also get bionics if you wanted to. And these are advanced things to replace pawns, you know, broken limbs. But yeah, everybody in our colony is mostly fine, actually. I do need to... Ooh, this was cold the whole time. No wonder we weren't progressing as fast. Forgot about the heaters. Get flak jackets just for extra protection. Then I want to head out and buy components, because, yeah, I want to speed up the game. And cloth I need especially. Okay, they will restock pretty damn soon. We need a few more resources, that's for sure. We have an Archotech eye. Maybe I should install that. Now then, Sparta. I want to get cloth. They also have hyperweave, which is a one of the best materials to make clothing out of. I want that. Anyways, trading off a bunch and getting cloth and components. Yes, we can go home with this. A psychic ship. Okay, this is a mechanoid ship. Oh no, it doesn't have anything. We're lucky. Usually there are mechanoids around it, but there's nothing. Anyways, we should deal with that, because it will make us sad. The female gender. Disease muscle parasites. Oof. Yeah, that hurts. More sleep, less moving, less manipulation. Get some hyperweave button-down shirts. Who's our best crafter? Tonsa? Did I forget to rename you? You will become Joseph. But from here on out, we are essentially just progressing with the research. We have resources coming in like steel and such, and plasteel. I would still like to scan for uranium. Get some more fire foam poppers in case of fires. Warg hunting Jesus. A Kagraf is here. But at this point, you just want to gather materials and research towards the ship. There's not really much else we need to do. We need to get a few more turrets as defensive measure. Although one thing I could do is get IEDs. So like traps on the ground, like mines, explosive mines. We made all the assault rifles, which is great. And with this, continue researching towards the ship. Next trader will restock. Oh, we have too much wood now. Caravan has arrived. Again, looking for components and cloth. And even though it costs 3,000 silver, I don't care because we have so much to trade. Game of I mean, got even more hyper weave. We'll take it, and we will head on home. Do need more power. So with IEDs, go into the security tab and you want to place them out where they don't overlap, because if they overlap like this, then when one explodes, then the next one does. So in this radius is perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't think anyone is getting through to us this playthrough. God damn. New lovers, Western and Kostai. We'll need a new double bed for you. Caravan is back. I want to get advanced components, actually. I'm going to expand this area right here, or just enclose it like this. I'm going to keep this unroofed because everything here does not want a roof. Got another bulk goods trader. Honestly, would like to sell off just a few animals, buy more resources, sell off a bunch of wood. We're basically good. Starflight basics. Now, you want to research the rest of the ship, but actually we need to look for uranium and we need to mine for more steel. So let's scan for more resources. We have enough plasteel at least, but we need more uranium and steel. Okay, scan. Birthday on Kostai got frail. Too old. We have a raider camp here which we can eliminate. Ooh, could easily do this. Well, I wanted to. We have a raid. Let's see what happens to them. Honestly, they don't stand a chance. Let's head out. Got another good pawn here. And the people are out. Caravan ambushed. Oh, monkeys. They're dead. This guy will die to an infection. That's a shame. He's actually just dead. Alright, we've arrived. We line up our people and then we start to shoot. Well, they're all fleeing and we get the payment. So we got a psychic emanator. So we improve the mood of everyone in this area. And a bunch of uranium. A toxic fallout. Okay, this is an event where if you're not under a roof, you will start to get toxic buildup. And if you stay out for too long, you will die. This is especially bad because our crops won't grow. So we'll harvest all of our crops and then we have to stay indoors. We'll go into the expanded load area. I'll use this area just do indoors. And I just want us to stay indoors. Caravan arrived. Back. Alright, get indoors. Think we have enough food. A Frumbohorn is pretty good in melee range. Oh, I forgot. Toxic buildup here. Okay, well, I need to do something like this. We did scan uranium. Continue researching towards the ship. Just want to research all the components. Manhunter pack. A bunch of animals. But yeah, it's a toxic fallout. You should not be outside. But we're researching at the speed of light. Maybe this was a blessing, because now we're just indoors researching. Manhunter pack. Aye. Starship reactor. Come on. Almost done. So yeah, I mean, it's been a while. in this video now, but it's really not the most complicated thing in the world to beat the game. You will see the end stages. It won't be too hard. Worst of the toxic fallout has settled. Kill the wolves. They shall die. And they are indeed dead. Uranium we have down here. Let's get that. Machine persuasion. You just want to continue to research, but now we have a few small tiny blanked out researches here, so we will need to research long range mineral scanner and crypto sleep casket before we can progress. If you see the prerequisites here to the left, you will see what research you're missing to the one you want to research. However, we could start building the ship now. The only question is, where should we build it? And honestly, I'm thinking we pop down the ship right smack down right here. So for the ship in RimWorld, you will need a ship reactor, and then in the ship tab here, 3 ship engines, ship computer core, we got the persona core. But once you research for the starship, what is it, machine persuasion, you will get a notification that you can trade with a settlement for a persona core, and we could actually do this right now. If we were to go to the comms console, right click with a pawn, we can request the location of a persona core for 1,500 silver. But it will cost a bit of goodwill, so you can increase goodwill by doing the quests that I showed early in the game, or just by sending gifts to people. And then once you have the silver near the comms console, you will get the quest. You go out to the quest for the persona core, it will be an item stash, and then you get the reward. Bring that home, build a ship, and beat the game. Anyhow, I can guarantee you that the ship is very safe in here. Just in case, I will have a mini turret here to get the aggro in case raiders were to break through. But honestly, our firepower is so good. Nobody is reaching our walls. There is a type of raid in RimWorld called a breacher raid, where people who might come onto your map will try to dig through your walls or explode them. But if you get that type of raid, you will have to get your people out to stop them dead in their tracks. Ooh, our geothermal generator broke down. If structures break down, you need to place them in the home area for colonists to repair them. Selling to Sparta 29 short bows. We'll be taking that. Okay, I can make them right here. 29. Research the rest of the ship and we shall launch. I do need more steel, so once the resources here have been siphoned out, you can move the deep drills to the next vein to extract resources from. I'm going to keep them in the open here without protection because I don't really care if they get destroyed. It's only 100 steel and 2 components. At this rate, it's fine. If you were to build this security around every single deep drill, eventually the whole map will be filled with these small outposts, and most of the time they will just go for the turrets here anyways. Now I think I've covered almost most of everything that is in the game, at least to beat the game. A long-range mineral scanner is something you can use to locate specific resources. For example, if you wanted to get steel, it's much better to just deep drill it out of the map, because steel is quite heavy to transport. If you were to have something like gold being scanned, that could be viable, but it takes a lot of time to transport and such. In vanilla RimWorld, almost never go for the long-range mineral scanner, but with the Odyssey DLC, where you can fly to the destination, then it's more worthwhile. We're almost done researching everything now there is, and then once that's done, we shall beat the game. We shall beat the game. I actually do need more gold. We have no gold for the advanced components. Silver Kagarath. We need to buy gold. Caravan has arrived. Let's buy gold. We've allied with them. Too deep infestation. Yes, deal with it. Starflight sensors, so we will need a ship structural beam, and I'm just going to launch one pawn into space. That's usually what I like to do. I also need a sensor cluster, so the ship should look something like that, and of course make it bigger, get more ship structural beams to place more crypto sleep caskets. Now then, at the ship structural beam, that is where you will place the crypto sleep caskets. Now then, someone needs the bionic or architect eye. I will have it on Regalia. You are our best shot. So Architech Eye, and that will prove to be very beneficial. A Psychic Ship. Okay, this time we have a few threats. Let me bombard it actually. Joseph and Regalia. And to select the mortar, set force target, set it on there, get everyone back home. And we'll see, we'll start bombarding. Ah, not out of fire shells, please. Fire doesn't do anything against mechanoids. Yeah, we will slowly chip away at that. That's going to work quite well, I hope. I actually killed one of them with a mortar. Come on, one more shot. Here we go. Now we shall deal with the rest of them. Mechanoids a bit more tough. They are made of steel. Well, we did shred them down with the mortar, so they basically have no strength left. And well, they're basically going to die now. They are outranging us. Yes, kill them all. Yeah, they're all dead. And we get their resources. I really need our crafters to actually craft. We'll put that on a higher priority. Where the hell did we get a bunch of chickens? We have too many animals. With the sensor cluster, you can show the launch report. So we're still missing a few components. We need to do the quest for the bows. So let's go. Anyways, the whole ship has soon been constructed already because of the resources we piled up and everything. Again, for you it might take longer to get to this point, but if you follow the steps, then you will be at this point. Okay, let's go with the bow. And we have that. We can actually start up the ship and we're back home because we are ready. Alright, let's start the ship. Come on. So, with all the components, we are ready. The reactor is ready to power up. The process will take about 15 days, and the energy signature will be detectable from a long distance away. The sort of energy signature indicates interstellar flight capability. It will attract gangs of desperate raiders and swarms of deadly mechanoids. You'll be assaulted with an intensity you've never seen. Make sure your defenses are prepared first. We will confirm. So then this sound, and we're doing this on day 158. So we'll be done by day 173. I will have everyone in the home area where we should just relax. We have enough food. We have enough resources. We have enough mortar shells. It's time. So there will be between 10 to 20 raids, I think. So it does sound like a lot, but if we've set up defenses like this and people with good armor like this and assault rifles, it's not really about how quickly you can defeat your opponents. That is a factor. But the main thing is how quickly you can rebuild. It's not about the battle, it's about the healing process and the recovery. Because if you can fully recover until the next battle, then you're completely fine. Just don't let 2 raids pound you at once and make you incapable of recovering. That's why I like to stack up a lot of steel and resources so I can rebuild quickly. And make sure I have medicine. Yes, the hospital is good. Should be fine. Everybody is nice and happy, as you can see. We have a bunch of steel here which we scanned. Why not mine it? Although we have our first raid from Outlanders. Oh, you're landing on top of us. Who would have thought? Alright, let's go. Oh, silver. Oh my god, I did not expect them to land on top of us. Okay, they're all fleeing, but goddamn, mangled scar in your brain? Okay, well, I completely forgot that we could get drop pod raided. Our first raid was actually pretty bad. But the thing in RimWorld is you can never truly be prepared. Anything can happen. However, our medics are there on the spot to tend. Nikenga. We have some go juice, which is a pretty great drug. As long as we tend to everyone on time, we're fine. Yeah, that can happen. I did not expect that. That's for sure. Okay, I will be on guard. In case that happens next time, I will probably let them... They would probably destroy everything here, but lure them where they have to come to us, because we kind of fought them equally, which we did not want. This is a strategy game. We want to funnel them to us, and we kill them off one by one. Oh well, everybody has been tended to. Next up, we've got a raid from Breachers. This is what I was talking about earlier. They're coming to destroy the walls. In fact, they're already at the walls, but we can take care of them right here. We've got grenades. Okay, let's go back a bit. I will probably set up barricades alongside a few points. Nothing too much, but just something. Alright, let's kill. And they're getting instantly destroyed. Well, we've got fire foam, but we have a fire foam pack. They're all fleeing. Ooh, we have someone good here which we can capture. Yeah, I should have prepared more barricades, but we shall do that now. We have a few rare thrombos. These creatures are quite rare, but you can get dusters out of them. Their fur is quite nice. Let's see here. A bit tough, but we can kill them at a choke point. Alright, so far so good. Okay, let's haul them in. We've rebuilt and we're ready to rim. Yeah, let's get a few more barricades, honestly. Plasteel is the building material with the highest health point modifiers. So if you want good defenses above granite, then plasteel is good. And also go for uranium. However, the ship will launch in 10 days, so we're already third of the way done. We scanned plasteel in our base. We captured a prisoner here on Waveringly Loyal. Why not release? You do get goodwill points when you release prisoners from another faction. A raid from the mech hive. Mechanoids are a bit tougher, that's for sure. But a raid from tribespeople. So when you get raided from the ship launch, there is a high chance that conflicting factions will appear on the map. I wonder if they will come to us. Okay, they will start attacking. Let's see here. Yeah, they're all fleeing, and the mechanoids, they're still there. Just capture everyone we can get. Okay, I will actually release them. Okay, Brian died. Well, not the best guide if someone died. Looks like there were two groups, and I missed one of them. Okay, well, that is obviously bad. Brian was one of our best crafter. Well, people will die in RimWorld and you simply have to bury them. Although there is a way to resurrect them. So we'll keep his corpse in a freezer. Let's kill the rest of them. Alright, they're all dead. So Brian, the Lancer charged lance shot annihilated Brian's heart. That can happen. All we can do is really bury him. It is what it is. My husband Brian died on silver. Yeah. That was a little bit of my fault. But people will die in RimWorld, and even if they're the best colonists in your colony, you just have to let it go. You can always recruit someone good again. Honestly, I've just gotten used to it, I think. People dying. I've gotten used to people dying. A raid from the nation of... oh, tribespeople. They will prepare for a while. I will actually bombard them a bit. Why not? That guy got demolished. Oh, there are two groups. Let's not waste shots. But here they come. Yep, this group is fleeing. And another crafter. Told you. Not as good as Brian, but oh well. And these people are fleeing too. Oh, a tough person. He is actually better than Kagraf at melee if we can get him. Perfect. Oh, okay. This guy died of blood loss. Raid from the mech hive breachers. These people, or these mechanoids, will again try to avoid our defenses, try to destroy our walls. Okay, we want to be a bit careful, because those lancers are quite vicious. Okay, kill the damn lancers, thank you. Okay, they're all dead. We still have the orbital target bombardment. Combat supplier. I'll get a doomsday to show the opponents who's the boss. We have a trader, war merchant. They can cover us against the upcoming raids. Alright, next event. They will prepare for a while. Tribes people. And looks like there's only one group. I will show them what happens when they try to conquer us. I'm going to go ahead with an orbital bombardment system. You will see what this thing does. As you can see, it literally evaporates the enemy. Oh my god. Well, we got that from a quest, and now it's used to literally just provide us with jade. A jade farm. Oh my god, we just deleted them. You can use all of your tools at your arsenal during Shiplaunch. Whatever you have, just throw it at the enemy. All your resources. 6, 7 Devil Strand, nice. As well, you're going to be beating the game anyways. Well, you can still continue the game after you beat it, but I end my story when I've beaten my game. New recruit Qaeda. Ooh, okay, Al-Qaeda. Let's see here. Grab an assault rifle and demolish. Local board Ruby. A raid from the mech hive. Okay, just a couple of them, but 2 group. Let's do this. I did set up the defenses in a way where they outrange us, so I could have done that better. They're aggroed onto the turrets, so we can just go up. Well, I say that, but the chargers, the charged lance shot missed the mini turret and pierced Entrus' kidney. Well, they're all dead. I just want to launch a goddamn bomb on the next raider. We will do that with a doomsday rocket launcher. A siege from a group of pirates. Yeah, I will show you the power of the doomsday rocket launcher that we bought for a little over 1,000 silver. Might not have seemed worth it, but I promise you, what you're about to witness before your eyes is going to be true domination. I didn't do much, but almost killed them. Ah, they're all fleeing. You're not fleeing though. Okay, they're all dead. A raid from a group of outlanders. Okay, this is a little bit tough actually. Let's see. Okay, they're finally fleeing. It took them a while to get there, but we got them. However, the ship reactor is starting up in 5 hours, day 172. So, without further ado, okay, 0.5 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and there we've go. The ultimate guide to RimWorld is over. The reactor is ready. So, day 172, major raids 23. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 raids in total. And, well, this is our wealth graph, almost at 300,000 wealth, and all the stats if you want to take a look. But now that the reactor is ready, there really isn't much else to say. You can get any pawn you want to, or if you wanted to launch everyone into space, you could expand the ship now and build all the ship crypto sleep caskets. But I will just launch silver here, and it is now ready to power a lift off. So, without further ado, I really do hope you've enjoyed, and let's launch! You've launched the ship. These colonists escaped, so Silver the Janitor. These colonists were left behind, so Weston, Kagorafni, Genga, Hangray, Jesus, Kostai, Joseph, and True, Crash Adams, Pepper, Regalia, Nekonicus, and Ruby Choco. Your machine persona will now try to guide the ship to a safe place. It might find a prosperous planet in the system, or it may undertake a centuries-long journey to another star. Might even decide to hide under ice on an asteroid for a few thousand years, waiting for someone to build a nuclear world here, in memory of Brian. But no, anyways, I really do hope you learned at least something from this video. I tried to explain the whole process, but of course this game is so complex and deep, I probably missed a few things, but I covered almost everything at least to beat the game from start to finish, so I hope you enjoyed and thanks for watching, and if you want to continue where I left off, then join the Patreon. See you in the next video.